Holy shit. Ooh. Oh. Hi. No, I'm kidding. I knew you were there. Okay. I need something on my lips, like some sort of something, just so that I like feel prettier. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. So that I feel prettier. I'm not gonna explain that to you. I just want to. This is Fenty. And I see that one of my daughters has been using it. Perfect, wonderful. There is a different kind of lip gloss smudged on the end of it because that would be my 10-year-old. But yeah, it's not like super purpley when it's on. It's more of like a purpint iridescent sheer. But then this one is like a cream gloss. But it's like a nude, like mauve. I'm really kind of feeling the purple right now, even though it doesn't make sense. Let's try. Yeah. Cosmic. Did I just get a text? Oh, I should have done lip liner first, but whatever. Oh yeah. Yeah, because I look like an alien. That's good. This is my Fresh Start candle. Damn, that Fresh Start is taking a while to get loaded or get fired up there. Ooh, damn. We're slow with our Fresh Starts today, huh? Did you hear that frog in my throat that just cleared when I was talking about that? Not a coincidence. And then I have this one. It's a manifestation candle to manifest money. Cash flow boost. It says light this candle while focusing on what you wish to create. And I was doing this as a personal reading. I was just about to light the candles. And then I always kind of do like a few like readings that aren't really readings kind of before I like actually get into it. I don't know why, it's kind of like a word dump in the beginning and then I like go back and then go back more in depth. Anyways, when I was doing that, I was like, wait, this is a collective reading. It's not like just for me. And so here we are. But my kids are sleeping in my bed. So we're gonna manifest money together. Do you hear a fly? Weird. See the... Okay. So that's just gonna be right here. Both of those are gonna be right here. And I'm gonna start with one of my newer decks that somehow... Okay, so it's this one, by the way. It's fucking gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it totally like fits me. Like, it like was made for me. Anyways, I love this. You are what you are looking for. And it says it's a Lumina Tarot, let your intuition guide you. I wish I would have found this thing fucking 3 years ago. But here we are. Ooh, and I have like knots in my stomach, but excitedly. 5:15 on the clock. Or timer. Whoa. This is awkward, having to do it this low when I'm standing. Sometimes I'll kind of just rough them up like that, and obviously like some will fall, duh, but then others like will just stand out, and I'll have to just be like, I'll like know I need to just like grab it. All right, so we have Justice, reversed Ace of Pentacles, reversed Nine of Swords, reversed King of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, oh, that one's stubborn, Ace of Swords. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of confusing energy. Like, it's like there's somebody who is typically very stoic and like a pillar of decisive thought. This person is kind of bouncing in between all of these different data sets in his mind of, well, I mean, it could be a female too. In your mind of like, well, if I do that, then that affects this way, but then I can't do this because of that, but then this affects that, and then this, and then it's like a little bouncing around like pinball in your head. Pinball? Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Oh no, I'm officially like my mom, because we used to make fun of her for like saying words weird. Fuck. Such a hypocrite. The Lovers. Ooh, that was a stab in the gut. Right when I said, I'm such a hypocrite, I pulled the Lovers. And 7:27 on the clock, or the timer. And then it immediately showed me this parallel of what I just said, and how I said, I referenced a he, and then I said, or it could be a woman, it could be a girl too, and then I was like, it could be either. It's because my brain is starting, I'm like, that's like my, this fucking fly. It's like my higher self, like, kind of steering me to be like, you're not seeing the very obvious thing, that what you're getting irritated with him about is what you are also doing that is irritating him. Okay. Reversed Queen of Wands, and if that isn't exactly kind of what I was just explaining, is like, they're like, you're on the right track, bitch. You've got the right idea. But you need to look in the mirror first. Once you look in the mirror, then you can flip it over to being a Queen of Wands. Positively, right? Maiden of Wands. That was interesting. That was interesting. So this is like my inner child. Oh my gosh. The way I just said that, I was like, once you, what did I say? Once you something, you can flip that around. Once you look in the mirror, once you realize your hypocrisy, whether good or bad, you don't have to judge it or hate yourself for it or think you're a piece of shit. Or it doesn't have to be intentional. But once you see it and acknowledge it so that you can work on it, that's when this flips upside down to a Queen of Wands, right? Because you've shifted your perspective inward when you already were inward. But there was that last threshold of realizing it's one of those mirrors, like in an investigator's room. You know what I mean? It's like one of those one-sided mirrors. And once you realize that you're doing that, do you hear the way my voice is changing? You embody your queen energy. As I was explaining that, I pull the Maiden of Wands, like my inner adolescent, young adult girlhood. And then it's like coming into herself, like, as she's coming into me, and I'm also processing my trauma. It's like working they're syncing to then overlap as one. Like this. Integrate. Whoa, 10-10. That was cool. I'm excited to watch that back. Because I can't be too in my head when I do readings, and so I have to kind of do this weird thing where I like kind of check out so that I don't remember most of them. It's like, because I don't know if it's like a trance channeling or some sort of a channeling, but it's kind of like I would describe it as dissociation. So I can't remember the things that I won't remember this reading tomorrow. But that's why I record them. But then what I do is when I'm out of that state, like after this, I won't post them or edit them or anything like when I'm in this state. Like it'll always be like the next day, usually, because that way I can watch it again and then it hits my core memory because I'm not in the active state of channeling it. Does that make sense? So it's really helped me to record stuff. Reverse moon. It's kind of helped me cut through that like skewed perception of the world that's inflicted on you depending on who you're raised around and how you grow up. It's like being able to like watch that back. I'm suddenly like not able to talk. Sorry, I'm having an autistic moment, really bad. Really fucking bad. I'm gonna be done. It's okay. I'ma be the shit, baby. Check me out. I'ma be the Wheel of Fortune. I'ma be rocking over that bass treble. I'ma be chilling with my mother crew. I'ma be checking all them girls you wanna do. I'ma be up in the mailers, doing one-handed flips, and I'ma be sipping on trips, girls. I'ma be shaking my hips. You got me licking your lips. I'ma be taking them pics, looking all fly and shit. I'ma be the flyest chick, so fly. I'ma be spreading my wings. I'ma be doing my thing. Look at that. Look at these. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I'm gonna be spreading my wings. I'm gonna be doing my thing. Get it. Okay. You see how music just pulled me out of that? I was about to have a fucking autistic meltdown. Oh my gosh. Death. So in this context, for me, the death is learning how to kill those imposter vibes or that imposter feeling that started coming over me. I started feeling like I sounded loony. I started feeling like I sounded psycho or crazy, or maybe like how I would have felt if I were to be saying that. If I were to be talking about that in a conversation with my mother right now, it would have been that trauma. Like that would have been, I would have felt it. Honestly, like it sits on my chest and it hurts. Like I kind of feel like I could go back into a panic attack again. Just like, I don't know. That's fucking weird because it's not ever something that's on my conscience. Conscious. Like, I don't think about that shit all the time. Like, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I couldn't talk about this with my mom. Poor me. No, it never fucking, I don't care. Like, I've moved on. But it's just amazing how that stuff stays in your, the muscle memory. The memory that you have, like, it was like I started to shut down a little bit. And that death card is kind of saying, the death of that, letting that win. Ace of Wands. The death of letting that guide me and control me and dictate how I am myself and dictate what my authenticity looks like, and dictate what worrying about what people will think, because I have stopped myself twice, actually 3 times in the course of this video. I usually edit parts out like that, like what I'm about to, I usually edit certain parts out where you can tell I like stop and pause, but I'm probably gonna not edit them out now so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I have caught myself 3-4 times now having a fleeting, terrified thought of, what if people watch this and think you're tweaking? Reversed Knight of Swords fell. What if you're mentally ill? What if you're kind of not on your game, not doing what you're supposed to be doing, not fighting the right battles, not prioritizing certain things, not like, what if you're that's, and that's when I get in like certain moments where I stop and then I'm like super shy and embarrassed of myself again, because just unmasked, this is how I stand, because I'm like moving and wiggling. The Fool. Ooh, wow. That hit. That was a punch straight to the gut, but in a good way. Oh, wow. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's a deer on it. Dear woman. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I've been having nightmares of that coming up lately. Oh my gosh. I have a memory of, now I'm gonna sound loony, I don't want to get into it. That'll be a story for another day, but I guess I'm gonna leave this here so that someone can remind me, or that I don't forget it is something I want to talk about. A memory of my brother talking about an experience he had that seemed paranormal, and I'm pretty sure I was there, and I know what he was talking about. And something about the significance of this fly in here. There's never flies around me in any of my readings. Why am I getting that feels like I'm maybe feeling nervous or heightened on an energetic level, because there is someone swimming in my, like an energetic little fly on the wall to like get a feel for my energy, maybe. There's not going to be any of that allowed in the space. I mean, you can come here and watch. You can observe, baby. You can ask questions. You can inquire. But you're not going to bring icky, gunky shit with you. You're going to take your shoes off at the door. 1818. You're more than welcome to sit with me, but you're going to take your shoes off at the door. Notice the fly stop. There we go. Thank you, God. Wow. The Sun. I wouldn't normally get this from the Sun card, but it's this specific deck. Now it's like, makes everything make sense of why it's why I collect decks, is because the artwork on each of them helps me really click it together in the moment, because Spirit will show me certain things that resonate with different decks anyways. The hands, the Sun is like, not only do you have the whole world in your hands, but you are the world. And it's interesting because what I just did when I was talking about the fly, and I took a deep breath, in my head I was imagining myself like in a cartoon, kind of, whatever works, in like a cartoon or something, and like kind of cowering into myself, like if I was on like a cartoon doing like a superpower thing, and going like, and then kind of imagining I was like blowing out this like aura, like a protective aura or a protective divine light that would like, sorry, I'm itchy right here. Nose, truth. Yeah, that's confirmation. That was at 20 minutes flat. But I was imagining it was this color. And it was like engulfing me in my house in a bubble of warm, protective light, because it was to drown, it was to show the flies on the wall, right? We're gonna sterilize you first. You know what I mean? Like, you could come and you could sit with us, but you're not gonna interfere with my message and my purpose and what I'm doing. But by all means, you can observe and learn, like watch and learn. I don't, humbly, wonderful. You know. And I think in a way that's like a modern day, now I'm gonna sound blasphemous when I say this, and I don't mean it in a blasphemous way, so calm down, Kelly. But in a way that sounds like a modern day example of like what Jesus would say, right? Like, about seeing everybody as your neighbor, or, you know, sitting with, I don't know, I'm not gonna fucking explain it. Gosh, that stuff is so fucking triggering. Wow, I have never realized how fucking triggering all that shit is for me. Wow, what the fuck is wrong with me? I have more work to do than I thought. But I think I got all of like this, it's the physical sexual trauma stuff healed and managed. Ooh, I just got full body, like, when I said that, and that was like confirmation. Like, my body was like, yes, my body's finally able to relax now, and feel safe. And so it's like I had to process that trauma first before I could, which I guess makes sense. Six of Swords. I don't really know what this means, but to me it means like being able to look into your night with bravery, and look into your darkness, your shadow, with bravery, and just understanding that no matter what you find, you know, if you're walking down a trail, no matter what you find there, you don't like, that scares you, want to turn around and run back, you still are having to retreat back the same way, like the same amount of time, right? So it's like, would you rather just keep going forward and it's closer to where you were trying to go, or retreat back and get scared and run back and like, oh no. But by doing that, to get off the hiking trail, you still have to hike the same amount of miles back. You're still doing the same thing, just without the level up. That probably made no sense. In my head, it felt poetic, to be honest. And I was thinking of Zelda. I love her. Reversed Empress. Yeah, you're holding back Reverse Empress and Reverse Two of Cups. So I'm going to stop talking about this one first. You're holding back your own personal power and divine connection and purpose and fulfillment by being afraid of what you might find in your own darkness. I think sometimes we think that it's selfish to do things like that, like to do a deep dive, or like to kind of focus on your mental health for a little bit, or it might be annoying to people for you to talk about your trauma for a little bit when you're trying to figure it out. It might, you know, I think especially for like moms or busy parents, I guess, you start to not even get into certain things like that because it's like so much to unpack. Queen of Swords, you have to be resilient. You have to just be, you know, you got certain things you got to get done. There's no time for the emotional sappy shit. You gotta be the boss right now. You gotta get this stuff done. And yeah, we might succeed or make it through doing that financially, physically. You might be climbing in that way, but you're still leaving that spiritual, emotional piece of you down here. And that's where the Empress, you're leaving your Empress power. When you're doing that, you're separating yourself from it. And then it's that same hiking analogy where it's like, the farther you hike up this mountain, the farther you're separating yourself from your own peace of mind, your own core self. The farther you're hiking, even though you think you're doing the right thing, you're making money, you're paying the bills, taking care of business, being a leader, being a provider, getting through your shit, handling. Why is my arm so like 20 miles long? The longer you go up here, the farther away you're getting from this. And then you reach a point when you're up here and natural, normal life happens. The economy sucks. You lose your job. You go through divorce. Life, random life happens. And suddenly, your own self isn't there for you anymore. And it's not that they chose not to be. It's kind of that you left them behind. Understandably, right? Because you had to do what you had to do. You had to do what you had to do. You had to survive. But that realization that you have when you realize, like, wait, I'm so far from myself. Like, I'm so far from where I thought I would be, or where I feel happy or at home or at peace. That realization is the moment where you realize, like, hey, if I want to retreat back now, I still have to hike the same amount of distance back down the fucking trail. If I'm going to crash and burn financially, whatever, career-wise, professionally, you know, if I'm going to fall down to this, I'm going to fall down the same amount, the same distance, right? I've got to roll down the fucking hill somehow. It's just going to be a disaster. You have to let that part of yourself catch up. You have to let yourself work on yourself. Because it's not selfish. Because it makes you actually even more strong and reliable. So really, in that sense, it is selfless. Because you're properly equipping yourself. Like if you're a lifeguard, you know, you get the fucking, you know, whatever precautionary shit. That's the same thing. You have your gear so that you're ready to use your divine purpose. And then addressing the Two of Cups that came out at the same time, they were like stuck together. The reverse Two of Cups is that, but naturally, these two things, your divine energy and your divine counterpart, or your just your soulmate, your person, right? You're connected. So when your Empress energy is upside down, your relationship, your soulmate energy will also be chaotic and upside down. But notice how, I'm gonna put these down for a second. If this were on an axis and they were spinning like this, it's like those at a water park when they have those big buckets that they put out and they have like the hose. They have like a stream that fills the bucket up, and when the bucket gets a certain point, it tips and dumps all over. Think about something like that, and these are each two different buckets, and you're pouring all of your time, love, energy, self-work, all of your focus and intent and priorities and resources and finances is pouring into this one. You're pouring into your partner. You're pouring into love. You're pouring into not being lonely. You're pouring into a fun time. You're pouring into just being afraid of being alone. Codependency. And difficult attachment styles, right? Well, what happens when you pour enough water into this? This bucket is going to tip, right? But imagine it's one of those things like one of those no-spill cups that you give a toddler. It has a weight at the bottom, right? Because it's a partner. And whatever energy you're putting into your partner, you're reciprocating, right? But then even if they aren't reciprocating, their negative energy bounces off of them and goes back to you, and then you emanate that. So regardless of which way, it doesn't matter if it's going positive or negative. It doesn't matter if it's a toxic relationship or not. This wheel, this bucket just keeps spinning on its own at that point, back and forth. You're never getting to stop for a breath. Of course, you don't know which way is up and down, because when have you calibrated yourself, bitch? The entire time in this relationship, this is what you're doing. Even if it's a good relationship, even if it's a bad one. It's almost like you're doing it. You're pouring specifically into this one because you know that this one is harder to clean out. The holes get clogged at the bottom, and you're like, I don't want to have to fucking climb. I don't want to have to go back up there, have to run maintenance on this one when I know it's not going to fucking work here in a second. So I'm just going to pour into this one because this one is continuous. No. And I say that humbly because how do you think I am able to even articulate this? Duh. Shit's hitting. But you start pouring into this one. You're not worried about this anymore. Let's 31:13 on the timer. Let's say now you've pulled your head out of your ass. You're starting to pour into yourself a little bit. And then when this bucket is going to tip, right? Boom. Upright. But remember how these were stuck together. Once this one gets some action, it's going to keep going. And the more stable your energy is, the more stable you're able to encourage the relationship, right? But not the other way around. You can't, like, pull emotional intelligence out of your ass if you don't have it. That's where you get narcissists. Wow. Super valid. That was awesome. I love myself for that. I'm really fucking cool. Hierophant. Yeah, that's me. And I'm not going to be embarrassed or shy to say it anymore. I literally, my entire head is pinging. Does that not kind of look like Brandon? Brandon. It's a very Brandon moment. Oh my gosh, like an aged Brandon. Look at how these ones are. Temperance. And with this, I'm getting not patience, but diligence. Not due diligence, diligence. Perseverance, resilience. And then this one, 7 of Swords. 33:11 on the timer. And what's interesting with this is that, notice the swords are in the light. So it's like, they were once down here because they're like in the water, right? They're in the muck down here. But the higher you lift your sun, the more clear you put light on it. It's reflecting back into the light, and you're filtering out that negative. I don't know if that makes sense. I am probably just talking out of my ass, but it's fun. Anyways, I think I'm done with this deck. Whew. King of Cups. And that was like God, like, telling me, like, see, bitch, you just did that whole reading for, oh, I fucking hate it. It makes me so mad. I fucking hate it. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I thought I made it through that whole fucking one. Oh my gosh. Back to the whole hypocrite thing. That time I wasn't focused on, you know, reading my partner's energy, reading someone else's. I was thinking, I was genuinely thinking I was doing the reading with you and, like, learning as we went. I'm gonna be just brutally honest. Like, this is probably stuff people might think normally and like keep to themselves, but I'm gonna tell you so that you know that there's a reason why I just laughed like the Joker and got all weird and autistic, which I shouldn't say that because that is not, you have to know my humor to know. If you know, you know, but you all don't know because you don't know me. Anyways. Well, even people who know me don't know. Anyways, okay. I had talked about how I need to stop being a fucking hypocrite and stop reading his energy, right? To know the things he needs to work on and what he's got going on when I need to be working on mine. It needs to be mine. And because they mirror each other, right? So then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this reading because I started doing it just for myself. And then I was like, wait, this is for the collective. I'm going to share it. But I jumped a step there because I jumped straight to sharing it to help somebody, but not sharing it with myself, like not internalizing it. So then I just became the quick messenger. Even though I'm doing the reading, I'm not getting all of what I could be getting out of it. And yeah, it's kind of hypocritical because I could be guiding or coaching or leading or motivating you with the stuff I'm saying. But am I doing it? I say I'm doing it. I think I'm doing it. But am I doing it? No. Because I'm not processing it actually reflected into my life. I'm processing it as a filter on top of my life. Because I'm projecting it to you. And I just realized that that is a little bit, at the bottom of the deck is the Emperor. Anyways, I just realized that that's a little bit of God's really trying to show me that you don't have to be intentionally hypocritical or intentionally hurtful or intentionally selfish to still be those things. And I know that sounds stupid, but I think maybe just my autistic ass like always thought that like when someone is saying you're being manipulative, it would make me so fucking mad and I would fight that to the death because I was never doing it intentionally. And God's really been teaching me lately that that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you were doing it intentionally or not. You still were doing it. And that was kind of the last like bit of really deep swords and shadows, I think, that God has been trying to get me to see. And anyways, I just was humbled with that card being the King of Cups because it was God 3737. God reminding me like, hey, you just did that again though. Right, you acknowledged you weren't going to read his energy, but then you started directly skipping over yourself and projecting to the community or a collective. And you still were skipping yourself. And you got to remember that this King of Cups, this, you know, the love that you seek and crave and what you were just explaining about this with the Empress energy, that applies to you. And this is not coming until you do that for yourself. You can't only be the messenger for a collective and just post shit on social media. You have to actually be internalizing that stuff too. Because if you're not, you're a fraud. You're fake. You're clout chasing, or you have a different agenda, or maybe you don't come off as genuine or authentic and people sense that, but they can't put their finger on it because they know you're trying, right? And I'm just very now recently, like I said, grasping the idea that all of those things can be happening even if I'm not doing it intentionally. It could still be giving off those vibes, or it could still be happening, or I could still be overlooking that. And that's what's keeping me from a lot of things that are good for me. And it doesn't matter if it's intentional or not. Because, yeah, at the bottom of the deck is the Emperor. And this was the Two of Cups and the Empress that I was saying I needed to pour into. What a humbling experience. That was weird because I was feeling for a moment like I was like, I'm doing so good. I'm like saying cool shit. Like I'm excited to, I think I even said I'm excited to watch this back later. But like I felt like proud of myself, like in a, I would say like a professional, like look at what I did kind of way. Maybe boastful, maybe shallow. I mean, not in the obvious way, but just like, damn, I sound smart. Like, damn, that was cool. You know, I said some cool shit. And then the mirror turned, and I realized what Ace of Cups. Wow, 40-40 on the timer. Wow. Queen of Pentacles. That's crazy. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So then it's saying that now I've had this revelation and this understanding that I can't just pour into my work and my money and my assets and my finances and my physical material things without bringing my Empress energy with me, because look at how far I had to go to dig her back. Like all the fucking trenches I had to go through, and it was not worth it. Well, I mean, it was worth it, but like if I didn't have to go through it, I would have chosen not to, right? But then it's showing, because I've had that revelation just now. We just got through that together. And then that coin flips back again of the cycle of, and once you have this for yourself, that's when the money and the career and the finances and the physical means are where they need, are where you were seeking first, but you were skipping steps in between. It just wasn't efficient. You don't have to think you're, you know, a lazy, manipulative fuck for it. I mean, sorry, that's how, welcome to my life. You know, you don't have to be super hard on yourself. I don't know if anyone else is as hard on themselves as I am. I don't know. Maybe you don't talk to yourself like that, and in that case, I'm just weird. Which, I know I'm weird anyways, but anyways, yeah. 42-24. Ooh. Reverse 3 of Swords. It's cutting through that energy. It's cutting through the letting go of toxic, limiting beliefs, and letting go of those things, and opening, turning into yourself to shed light on your shadow, so that you can see these swords in the dark, you know, in the cobwebs of your fucking heart, and you can pull them out. And once you pull them out, you receive clarity and perspective, and like empathic, like I feel like it's giving like compassionate redirection. You know, it doesn't have to be a tower moment where you lose everything and have to start from the ground up. It's more of like a gentle nudge of like, hey, yeah, you did do really well. You have a really cool career now. You finished school. You did this, and this. That shit is really cool. But hey, look at what you could have if you put both of them together. And then that card being the Queen of Pentacles was, see, 43 on the timer. You're getting there the same way, except for this way you're doing it in order. This way you're kind of making it really chaotic inside. You're threatening yourself with wanting to fucking give up. You're not doing yourself justice by skipping steps. 4404. Think about, okay, so she's walking the sword like a tightrope. Are you going to get up on a sword that you're going to walk like a balance beam tightrope in the middle of the fucking cosmos? Are you going to get up and skip? No, the fuck you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to be fucking around on that. Because you're going to fall, and that sword is going to be sliced in fucking half, hot dog style. And then you're done, right? Why are we not, like, literally treating, like, our soul and our brain and our heart, 44, that exact way? It's so simple. I'm, like, horrified with myself. Trust me, I hope you guys know I'm not being condescending, like, outwardly. I'm really, like, bitch. People are probably watching this thinking like, yeah, you dumb bitch. You're 30 fucking years old and you're talking on here like a toddler who's got their first book on emotions. Fuck, I'm sorry, guys. I hope that no, something tells me that, no, I feel like people will relate. I don't know. Final card. So the reversed King of Wands comes out. And that reminds me of going back to that analogy of, you know, the cups tilting. Is once you lean into and you embody your Queen of Wands, your Queen of whatever the fuck we were just talking about, that also encourages him to do the same, right? I mean, he has a choice not to. Duh. And that's when you'll see it, because you'll be perpetually kept in chaos no matter how hard you try. And that's an abusive relationship. Or just one you need to get out of. It's unhealthy. But if he's actually also doing his work with the same momentum, or matching you, or at least trying, y'all are going to be and you're just going to be connecting dots all over the place, connecting opportunities and successes and core memories and healing things and setting up plans. I see this as like being like kind of mapping out your existence in a way, like on an energetic level. Is this energy I can grow with? Is this energy that will support me and encourage me? Is this energy that will be comforting on a bad day or a good day? Is this energy that I feel even when the person is gone? And if so, does it make me feel good? Maiden of Cups. And the reverse Five of Swords. You hear my stomach was growling. For some reason with this, I don't know why I was getting flashback to, like, I was getting shown in, a time in my life that was weird. I was like a preteen, and when I was in therapy for DID, the part that would come out associated with that time, wow, this is weird. I'm nauseous. Tansy, she's like 12-year-old me. Whoa. For some reason, it was showing me a memory of me at that age, which was Tansy, because that's how my brain was associating them for a while, like when I was healing the internal family systems therapy. First of all, whoa. Oh my gosh, I'm dizzy. I'm getting, like, by overcoming your swords, by overcoming your hardship and your fear and your resentment and your grief and your confusion and your control, by letting go of your need to control or your need to understand, because as an undiagnosed autistic person, I need to understand and know everything, and I don't even know why, but I need to, and I'm not trying to challenge or be disrespectful, and I'm not trying to argue with you by asking questions, but, like, I need to know things, or else things just don't make sense. 48. And now that I'm saying that, I feel like that's why I think my readings kind of go a certain way, and why I can kind of over-explain them, but I think that's also why people resonate with them, is because I put it on a real, like, autistic-friendly level of explanation, so that you understand how I got my brain and my intuition to where I did with the breadcrumbs I'm getting. And I like that because it's a way of indirectly teaching you guys how to tap into your own intuition, right? Because when I say, oh, 1, 2, 3 on the timer, that's what is that? Stepping blocks. That's what are your next steps. Then the next time you're going to be going off doing your own thing, going to the laundromat or eating at McDonald's, and you check the time and it's 1:23, you're going to think, oh, next steps. I'm on the right track, or whatever it is that resonates for you in that moment. And then it's like, my job as a teacher is done. Or, like, not done, but, like, fulfilled. Like, it's like, I wouldn't even say that. I would say my purpose is fulfilled. My reason for sharing it the risk of being really annoying to probably everybody who knows me on a real level. 5005. Anyways, I was getting that. This card came out reversed, but I'm gonna explain it kind of like this shining light on my swords allowed me to learn how to overcome them, find a way out, encourage a positive outcome, make things not suck and hurt so bad. And in a way, I'm getting like, if this is a representation of me, kind of, this moth, me getting pulled out of that view, that scope. We're gonna notice the swords, we're gonna pull them out, we're gonna lay them down, and we're gonna store them in a safe way. And I'm able to fly on out of here. It's like, the energy of this is her soul, is her heart. That's what she is seeing through this lens. She's seeing whatever she's seeing through here, through the filter of all of this, regardless of if it was silver lining or resentment. And how she views what she's looking at is going to be depending on her level of healing. And so it kind of just really reminds me that it's not selfish for me to be doing this instead of working right now. It's not selfish of you to be watching this for however long it's been, because I know that's a time commitment. If you're actually getting something from it, you know? We're always so stuck in go, go, go. Ace of Wands. Wow. I feel kind of shy saying this, but God was showing me like, kind of like the little Disney thing, or like the fairy godmother thing, kind of, but like showing me as her in a way, like, and then kind of showing me the magician card of like me doing this, these little verbal processings of literally just things being filtered through my perspective, wherever that card went. Me word vomiting that is like me wielding my bippity boppity boo, being your fairy godmother. That's actually really kind of hot to me. Your big energy fairy godmother, fairy godmommy. No, because I liked it. 53:33 on the timer. My life path number is 3. Hey, 5 means change. Maybe it is time to change. You know what? I'm thinking about a rebrand. Anyways, but it's me using my experience and my perspective and my things that I've learned, or the things that I am learning, using my journey to be, instead of wielding a sword, I'm used to that fucking motion anyways, instead of wielding a sword to fucking defend myself all the time, I can be waving a wand to spread myself. Yeah, I have a wonderful way of making everything weird as fuck. So, there's that. Oh, and what were we talking about with the divine love thing? When I'm not the Queen of Swords and having to wield my sword all the time, it then allows him to not have to be that as well. See how everything really does start with you? Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh, like cycles. Starting and stopping. You being the one that's keeping it wheels turning. It's not about if the other person is doing or not doing anything. Because if you stay true to keeping your wheel turning, when the other person stops making their wheel turn, you're going to face resistance, and you're going to have a choice of either pushing through and moving on from that blockage, because that's what that is a blockage, or you're choosing to allow them to make you stuck. Thus, it really doesn't matter what people or other things are doing along your journey. What matters is if you're willing to push through that or not to keep your wheel fucking turning. And that's on, what was it? Big Fairy Mommy. What was it that I said? 55, almost. It's almost 55. I looked when it said 55:35. And what this is weird, I feel so clear-headed right now. Like, I feel like I got so much gunk and chaos out of my brain. I feel amazing. 2 of Pentacles. Oh, and it's like we collaboratively did that together. We worked together. It was like you helped me, helped you. 55:55, change. We can change together. And look, it's like the wheels. We can, okay, we can, you know, we can keep the wheels turning together. All it takes is me turning my wheel, and then you start turning yours. And then someone else might come up to you, like your spouse or your best friend or whatever, and then you're turning your wheel, and then she starts turning hers. And then next thing you know, we're all just fucking, yeah, this is going in a weird way. I am sorry. Not. I just know that that was inappropriate. I'm not sorry for saying it, though. I need to shut up. That was the 4 of Swords reversed, by the way. I don't know what it means because I am distracted by the innuendos, and I'm not focusing and paying divine attention. I just, that was reverse Temperance. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I know. I lost track at the thought of it. It was, okay. Seriously though, the goosebumps on my legs, like, hurt. Fucking hurts. Knight of Swords reversed. Ace of Wands again. So you had a Knight of Swords who's really struggling right now. And instead of responding to him with your own sword-wielding ways, you can also be a healer, even by not really engaging with him, or even if you're on a break, or even by cutting ties or whatever it is, without pouring too much, because you can manifest energies, and you can pour into yourself while manifesting good and positive things for the other person. And that can help. But I'm not saying that okay, please understand that that doesn't have anything to do with thinking you can fix somebody. It's just wishing them well. It's wishing them the resources, the love, and the courage, and the dedication for their highest good. Once, you know, it's up to them what they do with it, and that's not your fault, and it's not your ability to change it or influence that at all. But you can influence someone having the resources, right? Someone having a support system. $58, almost 58. Well, it was 58:38, but I saw 58:58, even though it was 58:38. I'm really good at this. I don't remember much about the last hour, though. Okay, so that was an hour reading. Okay, tell me, how much would that be worth? If you were to pay me privately for a session like that, what would you pay me for that? I'm just curious, because I have no idea how to do this, but I know I need to. Please help me. Yeah, and obviously tell me your thoughts. Maybe you wouldn't pay me at all. Maybe I'm getting a little too ahead of myself. Putting the cart ahead of the horse. Maybe. The Chariot likes to do that. 5919, which is weird. Whoa. My birthday is May 19th of 95. Whoa, okay. All right, bye. Let me know.